Hey guys, welcome back for another video on this channel, and today I want to talk about the oscillator trading expert advisor one more time. I wrote this expert advisor like the basic concept and the most important functions, working with the RSI, the stochastic, the MACD filter in a previous tutorial. I can link it somewhere here. If I forgot to link it, you can find it on the channel. Just search for this program. And in the first part, I explained how to get the data from the RSI, the stochastic, and the MACD indicator, and how to build a basic expert advisor that trades if the stochastic and RSI are above or below a specific level, and if the MACD filter also supports this direction. So in this video, we will have a look at the code that I wrote in the previous video. So again, if you haven't watched the previous videos, go watch it first, otherwise you will not be able to follow along in this tutorial. And today I want to add some more features like TP and stop loss and stuff like that. Maybe let's start with TP and SL. And I will jump right into programming, because if you watched the previous video, you know what's going on. So here at the beginning, after defining the lots as an input variable, we now also want to define the TP and the stop loss. And you can do this in points, in percent, whatever you want to do. And maybe in this video we will use TP percent, so we can say maybe 0.1% or 0.5% of the current price of the symbol that you trade. Or maybe let's make it 1.0, and SL percent could be 0.5. But it's completely up to you. You can also switch these values around, and I will do some testing later on where I play around with these values. Once you compile this, you can, you don't have to compile, but you can. Then we go down to the passage where we open the positions. And before opening sell or buy positions, we now want to calculate some values. All of these values are double values, because when we work with prices, these values are usually double values, because as you can see on the right side of the chart, they do have a decimal point, so you need double values for this. And first of all, I want to get the entry, which is for sell positions pretty much the bid price. So I will get the bid price using the symbol info double function. By now we know how to use the MT5 reference, so let's have a look at this. Symbol info double, it will give us a property of a specified symbol. Has two parameters. The first one is the symbol name, which we usually get by using underscore symbol, and the second one is the identifier. And you can have a look at these identifiers here. All of these are valid identifiers. We will choose symbol underscore bid, of course, to get the bid price, and then it returns a double value that we then store in this entry variable. Next up is we want to calculate the TP. For the TP, we want to go entry minus entry multiplied with the TP percent divided by 100. So simple mathematical operation. We just subtract 0.5% or whatever we chose here, 1.0% from the current price, the current entry price. This will be our TP. And now, of course, we also want to get the stop loss. And for sell orders, the stop loss is always above the current price. So if we calculate these three variables, we still have to use them. So if we have a look at our sell operation here, which is part of the ctrade class, again, object-oriented programming, check out the link in the video description if you want to learn more about these kind of things. And here we go lots, and then we add this comma. And here we can now provide a symbol. We want to use underscore symbol, so we open in the chart symbol. The symbol is not really important for us, but the price is. So here we print entry, or we put entry, then we have the stop loss, so put SL, and TP, put TP. These are just the variables that we created before. And now let's do the same thing for buy positions. Let's go double entry is equal to symbol info double, symbol ask. Same stuff. I don't explain it a lot here because it's really, really easy. And then for calculating the TP, of course, we will have to add this to the current entry price by adding the TP percent multiplied divided by 100. And then SL is equal to entry minus entry multiplied with TP percent divided by 100. That's it. And then, of course, before opening the position, Whoopsala, I had this at the wrong position, so let me cut this here. This of course has to be up here before we open the position or we send the order. So let's move it a little bit to the left so everything is aligned correctly. And then we go lots, symbol, entry, stop loss, TP, and that is it. So if we compile, you should not see any errors if you copied everything correctly. And we can jump right to the MT5 again. Open the strategy tester by clicking Ctrl R on your keyboard or by going to view strategy tester. And here again, we want to make a visualize test. And then in the inputs, we now see TP% and stop loss percent are here. So if we start again, we should see that all of our positions now have a TP and a stop loss, which is so great because then we don't have to wait for the MACD counter signal to close the positions. As the next step, we will also add a switch so we can decide if we even want to close based on the MACD or if we always want to wait for the TP or stop loss. But let me fast forward this so we can see the first trades. Whoopsala, there was a trade already. And yeah, you can see, I will just fast forward this a bit and we can see that all of the trades do now have a TP and a stop loss. And yeah, this is really cool. My PC needs some time to load everything, but I think TP and stop loss are really close to the entry level. So maybe, let me check this again. How much does this market move? No, I think 1% is kind of fine, isn't it? In 1 hour. Maybe I can catch the moment where a position is just opened. Oh, there was another. Yeah, you can see it has a TP and stop loss now. TP is 1%, stop loss is 0.5%. So we are cutting the losses and we still have enough room for the trade to actually hit the TP. And of course, this will also change the graph. Last time when I tested without TP and stop loss, it was looking different. And now I will let the test run in the background, but we can make one more adjustments here also. For example, in the general settings, we could say something like input bool, and then we can say is MACD filter or is filter MACD. And we set this to false, for example, and Boolean values are always true or false. It can only hold these two values and it will only take 1 byte in your random access memory. But by using this variable as an input variable, we can now check whenever we are here and we have a buy position, for example, we can check if this is even activated. So we want to check if is filter MACD is true. And this variable alone can function as a condition because it's either true or false. And here, if we have a sell position, we can also say is filter MACD if this is true. And then move it a little bit to the right and we're good. So compile and we're good to go. Also, we can use this mechanism here later on to use a trailing stop. But first of all, let me show you how this turns out now. So let's test, let's stop the last test here. And now let's run a new test. Maybe we can also go ahead and say in the inputs that we want to use different values for TP and SL. So let's go to the inputs. Let's say, for example, TP% should be 0.5 this time. SL% should be 1.0. So we just turn these values around. And now we have the is MACD filter to false. So we should not see that trades are closed by the MACD filter, but they should hit either the TP or the stop loss. And then the position ticket in the code is resetted if this position is no longer open, and then new positions can be executed. But let's just wait to see some trades. So yeah, you can see this trade will stay active or open until it hits the TP or the stop loss. In this case, it hit the stop loss, but of course, some trades will hit the TP, like this trade, or these two trades actually. This one hit the stop loss again. So yeah, you can see, you can just play around with these inputs. And by having a strategy programmed once, you can always use, you can always just modify the inputs, and it's so strong because you can test so many different setups in just no time. And you can see all of these setups, they will produce a different balance or equity curve, and this one seems to be quite good, at least in the beginning or the first half year of 2023. So small adjustments in the inputs can have a huge impact on the overall performance. And also we can add more stuff like this really easily now, since we have the basic program up and running. We can, for example, go ahead and quickly add a trailing stop. So maybe let's do this now, right? So let's go to the inputs again, and let's say something like input double TSL trigger, and we can say, for example, the TSL trigger should be 0.2, and then we say input double TSL percent should be something like 0.5. I don't know. We will just test this, and the user is able to change this later on. And now, since we created these inputs, we can go here to the part in our code where we select a position ticket. And if we have a position ticket and if we have a buy position, we can then, for example, check if, let's say, if TSL percent is greater than 0, because otherwise it doesn't really make sense. Then we want to check if the current bid price, let's maybe just get the bid price here. Symbol info double, symbol bid. And then the ask price also, because we will need this later on for the sell positions. Symbol ask. Now we want to check if the bid price is greater than, and now we get the position open price. And this is what we should do here probably. So let's get position price open, which is position get double position price open. So the mechanisms are always the same. Since we selected a position here, we can use the position get double function, and we will get the specific property for the selected position. Then also we will need the position TP later on, position get double, position TP. So you can just get all the properties of your position using this mechanism. So also get double position stop loss. And then here we want to check if the bid price is greater than position price open plus position price open multiplied with the TSL trigger. Actually, it's TSL trigger percent divided by 100. This is our TSL trigger. So let's rename the variable here. It's TSL trigger percent. And now in our code, we can check if, when we reach this trigger, we want to calculate the new stop loss, which will be it will be bid minus TSL percent. Bid minus bid multiplied with TSL percent divided by 100. So we can get the stop loss as a trailing stop loss 0.5% below the current bid price. And then we check if this new stop loss is greater than the position stop loss that we got up here already. Then we want to modify the position. So trade, position modify. And then we say position ticket should be modified, should get the new stop loss and should get the old take profit. And when we modified it like this, we could add a print statement here, but I will not do this now. Instead, I will copy this block, right click, copy, and paste it down here for the sell positions, right? Oh, this was not what I wanted to do. I want to paste it down here for the sell positions. So here when we select a sell position, we want to go here and add this block here. So we can make sure if TSL percent is greater than 0, we want to check if ask price is below position price open minus position price open multiplied with the trigger. And then stop loss is ask plus ask multiplied with TSL percent. If you're wondering why I use ask for sell positions and bid for buy positions, because buy positions are always closed at the bid price, sell positions are always closed at the ask price. Here we want to check if the new stop loss is smaller than the position stop loss, or if the position stop loss is equal to 0. This is what you have to check for sell positions, because if there is no stop loss currently for this position, it is 0. Also, you can combine multiple conditions in your if statement using this OR operator, which is 2 of these horizontal lines. And then we just update the position. So let's see how this turns out if we test the program one more time, because now we see that we have a TP, we have a stop loss, and we have a trailing stop loss. So this is really, really cool. Also, later on, we can also modify the code again. So TP and SL are optional. So let's see how this works out then. So yeah, you see there's a sell position, and of course the TSL, the trailing stop loss, is only working once this position is in profit. Right now it is not in profit, so this will hit the stop loss also, so we do not see a trailing stop here. But let's wait until we see the next position, and this one maybe goes into the right direction, and then we will see that there is a trailing stop. So let me try to catch this. So as soon as it is 0.2% in profit, we should see a trailing stop loss in a distance of 0.5%, right? So should have been here already, I think. Let me fast forward this a bit. Yeah, there is the trailing stop. It's coming in a little bit late. Wait, what are the settings for this? Was this correct? So let me end this test here quickly. So SL percent. Wait, where are my TSL inputs? Let me check this again in the code. So TSL percent is here, right? So if I do it like this, maybe let's do another test. Okay, there are my inputs. Maybe let's do another test with a TP of 2% and a stop loss of 2%. So we see a higher chance that we actually see the trailing stop loss. And I don't have to be so careful dragging this thumb around up here. That will speed up the backtest. So once this is loaded, we can just wait for the first position, and there it is. And as soon as this position goes into profit, we should then see a trailing stop loss. Okay, this one was a losing position, but for the next position, so yeah, there is the sell position, and you can see as soon as this is 0.2% in profit, yeah, I think this time the trigger was correct, and it's trailing in a distance of 0.5%. So you can see trailing stop is working, is doing its job just fine. So what happens if you maybe let's say you want to use the trailing stop, but you don't want to use a TP. So if the market goes very far, you want to participate this. In this case, we can say if TP percent is 0, we don't want to use the TP. So go to the passage where you open the positions, and here we will just say TP is equal to 0, and only if TP percent is greater than 0, then we want to update the TP. Same mechanism can be applied to the stop loss, but of course, you should be really careful with if you do not use a stop loss, you can lose a lot of your money, so make sure to always use a stop loss. But theoretically, you could, of course, trade without a stop loss like this and without a TP like this. 0 if SL percent is greater than 0, SL is equal to entry. So like this, and now if we go back to the program, say TP percent is 0, no, we should not see any take profit for our positions. So you can see MQL5 is super powerful. Once you have your program, you can make easy adjustments like this. This took me like 1 minute, and you can test a whole bunch of different strategies with this. This is why I would recommend everyone who's taking trading seriously to have a look at automated trading, because yeah, it's just, I mean, I don't really have to talk about the benefits. I think it's pretty self-explaining. And if you want to learn more, check out the first link in the video description. It will boost your trading experience by so much. So yeah, you can see if I fast forward this again, this trailing stop will now create again a completely different version of the strategy, and the performance is again completely different. Right now it's looking like it's worse, but of course these are just the default values that I picked randomly. You would have to do some testing, some optimization and stuff to figure out what really works for the specific strategy in a specific market that you are testing right now. So yeah, this is what I want to do now. I want to do some testing, some optimizations with this expert advisor, testing different inputs, and I will probably upload this in the next video, or maybe also before the programming tutorials, so you know already what's going on with this strategy. So I hope you like this programming tutorial. Make sure to copy everything from the tutorials as I wrote it on the screen on your own PC. I cannot stress this enough. It's the only or the best way to learn programming. And if you really want to take this serious, if you do not want to just gamble around on the markets, you should really follow along the tutorial step by step. So let me know in the comment what you think about this. If you want to learn more about programming, subscribe to the channel. It's free. You will see free tutorials from time to time and to talk about a lot of insights about automated trading and the trading sector or industry in general. Also, make sure to thumb up to this video if you liked it and recommend it to your friends. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a great time. Good trades. Bye-bye.